Welcome back, guys, to Porter's Entertainment Station. And today we're going to talk about Metroid, one of my favorite games ever. I still play this game. From 1986, 3 million copies sold of just this individual title. And what made Metroid so great was that it was the first highly non-linear game experience. In other words, you could go left, right, up, down in search of enemies, power-ups, trying to find the end. It was very unique, and hardly any game ever, if ever, had done anything close to it. So it was quite groundbreaking. So I really look forward to discussing this game with you guys today. Here we go. As I mentioned, Metroid on the NES in 1986 sold 3 million copies. Well, if you take a look at the history of this catalog, 21.5 million copies sold, numerous titles over numerous systems over numerous decades, shows you the place in which Metroid holds as one of the greatest games of all time, period. Next, we're going to talk about power-ups. This is what really made this game unique and grabbed everyone's attention, is the fact that you could upgrade your character and you could equip it with more rockets, more life, a high jump, a screw attack, long beam, ice beam, wave beam. I highlight 3 of them here as the first 3 you guys are going to encounter when you start your gaming experience. I'll save some details of the other ones for you to find out, because I highly recommend you play this game soon. Up next is an enemy list and pictorial for Brinstar, which is basically the first level of Metroid that you're going to work your way through. And a lot of these enemies are very well done, impervious to shooting. Some fall from the ceiling, some run on the ground, some shoot across the screen. And of course, when you get to the boss Kraid, you'll get your first real challenge. Now, when you make it to level 2, you'll enter Norfair. You can see the enemies listed here. What was really different about Metroid was how it changed from level to level. The design, the colors, the music, which I'll touch on later, were all completely different than the previous level, which again, many games had tried to do, but not anywhere close to the success of change of atmosphere that Metroid could accomplish from one level to the next. And now on to, spoiler alert, the end of the game. On the left, you'll see the final enemies you'll face, where Metroid finally makes an appearance. And boy, does it ever. The way it attaches itself to you and sucks your life away was was pretty scary, really, considering that hadn't been done before either. And most enemies did not do that at all. You'll also see Mother Brain in the bottom there. And then on the right, you'll see what was totally different, and that is multiple different endings. And not only that, the shock value of finding out that Samus, or your main character, was actually a woman. First time that had ever been done that I was aware of. And it worked flawlessly. I know today there's lots of politics around, men and women heroes. And the fact is, Samus was a female hero, and she kicked ass. Now let's talk music for a second. So just get your mind right, okay? Put your mouse down, relax, and I want you to feel this in your bones. Huh? So, what'd you think? It was good, right? It reminds me of Alien a little bit, like it brings you into the tone and the vibe of the alien world, and you don't know what's gonna sneak around you from every corner. Just absolutely love the soundtrack for Metroid. Now let's do some actual gameplay. And right out of the gate to the left, you get your first power up, where you can make yourself into a little ball like so, and you will use that the entire game. Once you receive the bomb upgrade, you can come right back there and blow that floor up, fall down a few levels. Now we're entering our first mine shaft. And it goes a long way up, and trust me, a long way down. And you're going to fall, and you're going to get hurt, you're going to hit some of the creatures on the screen. This is part of the game. Get used to it. There's quite a few of these mine shafts connecting different levels within Metroid. So get good at jumping. And right up here, we're finally going to make it to our next power-up. I'm going to show you on this short review, which is the missile. Now, what's interesting about the missile is Nintendo also introduced a new mechanic of you had to hit the select button to access the missiles. So if you don't hit select, you're just going to keep shooting the same short beam weapon you have now, or until you upgrade it to the long or to the freeze ray. And next, we're going to make it to our first energy upgrade, or your life. So it's going to be very good to get to it, because you're going to need it on your journey to kill Mother Brain. Now I'm going to show you guys NESmaps.com, which for a level design like Metroid, which was absolutely massive, and as I mentioned earlier, non-linear, is a very good resource. And this website has done a really great job of high-def images, and actually even shows you where all the monsters are at in there. So if you're going to play Metroid, I recommend you pull this site up, have it handy. If you want, now you can go in blind, also fun, but these guys, I really think, just nailed it. As looking for the map in the old school Nintendo Power magazines was really something we did as kids, and it's fun to see that someone has went to this level of detail to make it happen again. This Metroid game was designed and released to play on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Here's some quick data on that console. A release date, October 18th, 1985, with a grand total of $179 back then. Quite a bit of money, actually. I'm so glad my parents purchased it. So once again, thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe, leave any comments or any games you'd like me to also review, and try to play Metroid. Guys, it's worth it. I know you're thinking, oh, this game's old, it's boring. It's not either of those. and it'll show you a little history of where games are at today. So again, I always strive to be.
That white boy was the shit, because he wasn't mean or nasty or nothing. He was friendly and informational.